I wonder how many times we've seen the sun coming up over these old mountains, even in our minds when we're far away. And you know, it never fails. Time seems to slow down and hold its breath, and our hearts always start to beat just a little faster. The Indian called this land Uncompahgre, and the snow-covered peaks were great spirits to be worshipped and feared and loved. The spirits were very old, and they had fought many wars with the eternal winds and the ageless rivers of ice. But still they remained awesome, alive, and hauntingly beautiful. These were no mere hills. These were the towering, battle-scarred summits of the San Juan. The San Juan, the very sound of it takes us on an odyssey through time and memories of seasons come and gone. And the adventure still waiting on those high bridges of heaven. But the San Juan is more than its mountains. It's just about all that's left of a vanishing way of life and the old Colorado spirit. Used to be a sign up here somewhere says, you don't have to be crazy to drive this road, but it helps. And that's because there's only one way to go on it. Straight up. Square foot of flat land in sight. The San Juans are the roughest, toughest, and steepest range of mountains in the West. This high country is sacred ground, an alpine cathedral with towers and spires and steeples and a stained glass window of trees and flowers and clouds and sky. Yankee Boy and Imogene and Engineer and Ophir and Gray Copper Gulch and the incredible switchbacks of the Black Bear, the most beautiful mountain trails in all of Colorado. You can hike it if you got the legs, or ride it if you got the horse, or you can jeep it if you got the nerve. But one thing's for sure, you can't see this country any other way. You gotta climb it. And there's something else up here. The ghost towns. You wonder how folks ever survived up here, but they did, for a while, till about 1893, and then it was over, gone forever with the white waters of the Animus. The silver camps are gone now, and the mills are silent and tumbling slowly down the hillsides. The San Juan winters have been cruel and relentless. But if you look deep into those weathering timbers, streaked by the rains and snows of 100 years, you can faintly sense the forgotten dreams of the men and women who built them. Once there was laughter, and once there was life, and once there was silver and gold. If you listen hard in the San Juan wind, you can still hear a sound from the past, a sound that can send shivers up your spine. Miles away in the Animas Canyon, thundering along the High Line, 1,000,000 miles of history on 40 miles of narrow-gauge track, with the spirit of the Pathfinder himself at the throttle. The last of her kind, up from Durango and bound for glory, the pride of the Denver and Rio Grande Western, the Silverton. Deep in the shadows of the amphitheater, there is a tiny town. One last lovely memoir of those Victorian yesterdays, the gem of the Rockies, Ouray. Where in the world is a more beautiful place to come home to? Like an alpine forget-me-not, alone on the tundra, small but proud of its roots, lifting its face to the summer sun and bracing for the long, dangerous winter. It is January, and with it returns the cold fear of one of nature's most terrifying moments, the avalanche. The same force that had the power to create can suddenly destroy, swiftly, silently. The winds blow cold now, and the snow drifts high on the frozen summits. and the vigil on the hill begins. Watching, waiting. There is a sadness here, and the stark silver magnificence is somehow bittersweet and lonely. It is April now, and Ouray is still cradled in its beautiful mountain valley, warm and safe under a blanket of white. Time to rekindle the flames of friendship and to make plans to meet once more in the flower gardens of Yankee Boy. And then, slowly, quietly, comes the long-awaited gift from above. Spring. Happiness of spring becomes the sheer joy of summer, and 100-year-old tradition comes alive with an old-fashioned 4th of July in Ouray. Magic of fireworks at 10,000 feet. And as the starlit summer night comes on, Ouray really does become the gem of the Rockies, glistening in the blue stillness of the Uncompahgre Gorge. Now stand on the San Juan tundra and hear the timeless music of creation. Are there any among us who can walk with these giants and not feel the power of their presence? Like a mighty fortress with granite bastions raised against all who'd intrude upon the sacred world of the high country. Listen to the names of the nameless: Wyndham, Sunlight, Wetterhorn, Wilson, Aeolus, and El Diente, Red Cloud, Sunshine, La Plata, and Handies, and Uncompagre and Sneffels, 14ers all, and undisputed monarchs. There are soft, quiet places here, too. Places where the weary mind can rest, and the tangled strings of life can be unraveled. Places to feel young again. Like the fresh green leaves of aspen in spring, and the cold, clear waters of melting snow in summer. And if the rains are kind and the sun is warm, the high country will put on its brief but dazzling show with its millions of tiny flowers. Even now, the Alpine warriors sense the coming of winter, but the mountains still have one brilliant, riotous fling when time brings another golden autumn around. Long ago, last fall, we stood here, shivering in the early morning chill, and not saying a word to each other. But then we didn't have to. The sight that filled our eyes said it all. 1,000 miles to the east, another year of our lives had gone by. But now it was a September morning, high above Ouray, in the San Juans of Colorado, and we were home. And this is home too, for one old-timer who said this prayer before he passed on. Lord, on that great day of resurrection, please let me see Mount Abrams just one more time. Somehow we know the old man's prayer will be answered. And long after all of us are gone, our great mountains will still be here, pointing their snow-capped spires at the stars.